Hey guys, RCT3 Crashes 100 here, and I'm back with another video. This is again something that I bought about a few weeks ago. It actually came before the Sovereign and before the Sixpence, but we're doing it here. I already have my gloves on this time, so we're not going to have to worry about me fumbling around like I did in the last video. So, let us begin. I have for you today some 40% silver half dollars from 1965 to 1969. These were the last silver coins that America produced with the intent of circulating them. The price of silver absolutely shot up in the mid-60s, meaning that people started hoarding the 1964 Kennedy half dollars and earlier half dollars rather than using them. So in 1965, all silver was removed from coins in the United States except for half dollars. These lasted until 1970. I believe the 1970 issues were commemorative only, but they lasted on and they had 40% silver, so 5% more than the war nickels in World War II. So I purchased these from two separate sellers. I will give links in the description if I can to the stores where I purchased these, because I believe they do actually have more for sale. I purchased 15 from one and 5 from the other. I can't tell you which, because to be honest I've forgotten, but I can at least link you the people who gave them, or at least one of the people who gave them, because I know that one fairly well. So let's begin. I'm going to run through this in a similar manner to what we did with the Franklin half dollars. So I actually already own another roll of 40%ers. These do not make up the bulk of my collection of half dollars. I very much prefer 90%ers, but you know, it's silver. Silver is silver. So we begin with this rather gross, not gross actually, sorry, it's a bit more worn. Got a little bit of tarnishing on it. We have a 1965. No mint mark, but if I remember correctly, half dollars from 1965 to 1967, I believe, don't have mint marks. So we'll have to see when we hit the 1968s to see if they have mint marks, but let's continue. I'm going to flip these roughly the way I found them, just because, you know, makes it easier. Or actually, yeah, we'll do it that way. Sorry, just trying to think for a second there. We have a 1966, the year in which Ultra Q and Ultraman first aired in Japan, which is quite cool. I actually don't have any 1966s in my other roll of 40%ers when I do actually have a few in here, so expect to see this number fairly often. I'll do it this way. We have a 1967 it's fairly toned. You can see there's quite a bit of black around there. These coins, as you can expect, were also hoarded, which is why they're fairly easy to get. These are a fairly inexpensive choice if you're looking for silver half dollars, but if you're looking for 90% silver, be prepared to pay a little bit more. But, you know, it's silver, it adds to the stack. In a way, it's a bit like the garnishing I mentioned when I was discussing the war nickels. So, you know, I add it as sort of an extension of my stack, just a bit of extra silver. This one here on the back is quite heavily stained. Look at that black sort of brownish yellow black here. It's quite interesting. Might have been in a bit of a odd place, because again it continues around here. This is another this is the first 1969, and as you can see it has a Denver mint mark. Let's try and get that to autofocus just so I can bring it in a bit closer. Come on. There we go. It's visible just there. You can see at the base, just under the edge of Kennedy's neck, you can see there's the Denver mint mark. Let's put you down there. We have another 1965. This one is a bit less grimy than the other 1965. There's back for a bit of further detail. Very nice. A 1967. It's interesting, but I've noticed a lot of them tend to have this sort of blackish brown toning. Again, on the back, you can see around half. There's a lot of it there too. Another 1969 Denver. Again, black toning sort of around the rim here. It's not so bad on the back though. (1967), starting to get a bit cleaner. I forget whether 1968s are in this roll, or if I even have any, to be honest. Oh, here we go, 1968 Denver. Yep, so I was right. They did start putting the mint marks on them in 1968. Very nice. That one's actually quite clean. On the back, it's actually quite a bit nicer, to be honest. Very cool. On to the next coin. It's another 1968. And again, it is a Denver. Come on in close. There you go. Again, a little bit of black toning, but not too bad. I think this half of the stack here are the nicer ones from what I remember when I organised it. So let's continue. We're roughly halfway through now. Another 1967, again, black toning under the "we" in God We Trust. Interesting positioning of the toning around the eagle's wings here. From what I remember, 40%ers tend to tone a bit more harshly than the 1964 and earlier half dollars. So this is no real surprise to me. Another 1968 Denver. But again, here it's actually in quite nice condition. There's not really any sort of unsightly toning on this one. Just the usual wear and tear. There's some interesting yellow toning here. Yellowish green toning if I hold it in the right light. Take a closer look at this. Come on, autofocus. There you go. I think that's about as good as I can get it. So 1967, with a bit of very, very slight black toning there, right on the edge of the rim. And again, on the rim, under the L in half. Still, by all means, very nice coin. It's a 1968, bit of black flecks, and it is a Denver. 1969 Denver. This is the second 1969 I have. Very, very nice. I actually don't have any 1969 half dollars in the other 40% silver half dollar roll I have, so that's very cool. Whoops. Let's get a closer look at the back again just before I move it. There you go. This one is extremely shiny. I would go so far to say that this is close to AU, if not AU. And it is a 1967. I can say it's an AU because I can see some scratching, like quite a fair bit of scratching, so it has definitely been circulated, but, you know, by all means, really nice coin. It's probably my favourite in the roll, to be honest, so far. But then, this is closely followed by another really shiny one. Very, very nice. Again, AU, because I can see a bit of unsightly toning there. It is a 1968 Denver. Very, very cool. We're coming into the last few ones now. It's a 1969 Denver. Again, really, really shiny. Very nice. Still AU, you can see toning and scratching on it. On the penultimate coin now. Oh, sorry, the penultimate coin, because I can see two more. No, wait. It is the penultimate, never mind. So 1966. Still AU, it's toned and scratched a little bit. But toning, bear in mind, doesn't necessarily mean that it is less than BU, but I can tell by the scratching that this definitely is AU. Not bad, not bad at all. There you go. And here comes our last one. It is a 1965, which, to be honest, I'm not sure why this is at the front of the roll, because, to be honest, any one of the last two would be a better candidate. But anyway, it's toned, it's worn, and it's showing its age. So I wouldn't say this one is AU. I would say it's closer to XF, or extra fine. And that will do for now. Let's pull out this one off the top to end the video with. Ooh, as the whole thing begins to slide. There we go. So, anyway, this has been a very quick look at a recent purchase of mine, being 40% Silver Half dollars. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. I'm RCT3 Crashes 100, over and out.